while ago, maybe it was a few weeks ago, and I remember when I first presented these, I thought that they were such a great idea, and they really are. These are your better option than when you need to, let's say, close a jacket or close a top or something. It's a better option than picking up a safety pin, okay? These are called My Maggies. They are the original fashion magnet, and you're getting two of them, or two pairs, I should say. You're gonna get a pair of the silver tone magnets and a pair of the gold tone magnets, and then they also come along in this case. And this is how they will look. And I wanna share this with you. These are the magnets. And this is what I mean by instead of a safety pin, because here, do you see how there is a magnet on the inside that is keeping them closed? You know, it's a strong magnet too. It's kind of hard to even kind of pull it apart, okay? So this is what you would do, and I'm gonna give you an example. And if it can, well, we'll show it to you here. This is when you need to close something, whether it's a sarong, maybe you tie a scarf around your neck and you wanna make sure it stays there. Maybe you do have, let's say, like an open jacket like I'm wearing, and you wanna close it. Let's say you have a regular jacket or a blazer and you lost the button, and you don't have time to sew one on, you don't have time to go find it, and you certainly don't wanna add a safety pin. This is what you reach for. And you can create different looks with these. You are not damaging the fabric of your clothes, because unlike with a safety pin where you'd actually have to pierce the fabric of your clothes, you don't have to do that with your magnets here. So this is what you would do. And let's say, I'm gonna close my jacket. My jacket is not really made to be closed. There are no button holes or no zippers. But let's say I just wanted it to be closed. All I would do is put one end of the magnet, I'm just kind of setting it and placing it right here. I'll bring my jacket over, and then I put the other end of the magnet here. And then look, my jacket's closed. Do you see? Instant button. Button on the belly. That's why I have the jacket open. But instant, look. So now I can go about my day. I can do my thing, and I don't have to worry about is my safety pin showing, or is it, or anything like that. I just have an instant way to now close that jacket or that blazer, cardigan. If I had on a scarf, let's say I tied a scarf around my neck and I wanted it to stay in a certain spot, I could use these magnets to just keep them in place, and then that's it. I wouldn't have to damage the scarf in any way. Maybe you have something like that. Maybe you have like a beautiful silk scarf and you don't want to damage it. Or maybe have you ever borrowed something from somebody, or maybe they borrowed something from you, and when you got it back, it was a little damaged, because maybe they put on a brooch or they put on a safety pin, and then they gave it back to you, and there were holes in the fabric, and it was, it kind of, ruined it a little bit for you. This just makes it really, really simple. And the fact that you're getting a gold tone and a silver tone means it's gonna go with anything and everything that you could possibly use it for. And I also like that the magnets themselves look like just a really nice, shiny, high shine on a button. That's what it looks like. It doesn't look like anything. It doesn't look like an extra piece of jewelry. It's not gonna take away from your outfit or anything like that. You can really add these anywhere, and they even come in their own little case so that when you're not using them, you will never lose them, which is fantastic. Now, we will have a full presentation coming up at 10 p.m. on these. They're always very popular because I think it's one of those real simple, genius ideas that when you